Hi, I'm Manda. I think a lot of you know me. I'm Guo Yi's wife and Toto's mum. And I just wanted to say first, if you could press the subscribe button below, that would really help us to keep going. I think a lot of you know that I'm a gardener and a garden designer, but what I haven't talked about is the shop I once had, which sold flowers and presents and small vintage pieces. And I think the reason I haven't is because it's quite painful for me. It was such a dream, and I lived that dream for 2.5 years, but then it all came crashing down and ended in tears and a lot of heartache. Anyway, but here it is. Here's my shop, Oak. In, I think it was 2003, late 2003, a local shop came up for rent, and I said to Guo Yi, do you think I could do that? And he said, absolutely, go for it. It's your dream. And anyway, I was at a very good friend's house, and she said, could she do it with me? She really begged me. And I think I wasn't very confident then, and I thought maybe it's fun to do it with 2 people, so I said, yes, that would be great. So we did that. And for 2.5 years, actually, we were really happy. I think the shop was successful, and it had problems already. It was basically too small, really, and it was too local in the way that we didn't really have enough customers. Only at the weekends was it really busy, and events like Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day. So it was a bit too quiet, and it was before the days of internet shopping too. But anyway, we always agreed on everything. We would go to trade fairs, buy beautiful things. We went to vintage markets outside London very early in the morning, and twice a week I went to Covent Garden flower market in London, leaving home at 5 and coming back with huge bunches of flowers. And in some ways the flowers didn't really make money. They were more to draw people in, and because I loved doing them, but because we weren't buying enough, so I didn't have a very good trade deal. But the people there, it's funny, I went about 2 years ago to do a wedding for a friend, the flowers for a wedding. And when I got there, some of the men there said to me, hey, Oakie, where have you been? They called me Oakie because our shop was called Oak. Anyway, we had a lot of beautiful things we sold. Guo Yi also bought some amazing things back from China, especially lovely window boxes, which you can see in some of the photos. And I would buy things wherever I went. I remember going to the south of France to stay with a friend, and I just filled my suitcase when I came back with delicious scented soap. And we encouraged local people. We had a lot of people making jewellery, beautiful cards, like birthday cards. I think we really created something special, and we got on really well. We had the same ideas. We never argued about anything. We always shared everything. We trusted each other completely, and we were very old friends. And things weren't right in the sense of the shop was too small, as I've said, and we needed to move somewhere bigger. But I thought maybe we'd work that out. Anyway, 2.5 years in, this beautiful dream, suddenly this bombshell hit me, and it was incredibly painful and very difficult to deal with. Basically what happened was my partner wanted to close the shop. She felt she wanted to spend more time with her family, that we weren't doing well financially. And I was very shocked and very upset. And I tried to think of other alternatives, and I said to her, why don't you take maybe 6 months, a year off, and I can work in the shop the times that you normally work, but I would have to be paid because I'm actually then working full-time in the shop. And by that stage I was already having to do a bit of gardening, otherwise Guo Yi was supporting us completely. But she didn't want that. And then eventually I said, what about if I could buy you out? It would take me a while because I don't really have any capital, but that's something we could do. And then it dawned on me, and I realised that actually she wanted to close the shop, but she absolutely didn't want me to have it. And it was so strange, I couldn't understand that. So I went home every day really in tears. And then one day Guo Yi said, you only have one option, that is to close the shop, share everything fairly, and then you reopen the shop the next day. So we did that. We closed the shop, we shared everything perfectly, all the stock we had, the money, the furniture that we had. It was all very fair, no arguments. We never argued. But then when it came to opening the shop again, I couldn't. I think my heart was broken. I also didn't have enough capital. And also I think I felt quite intimidated and frightened by her, which is crazy now. Anyway, so that's the story of my beautiful shop. A dream that was amazing for 2.5 years, but then was broken. So I call it a kind of bittersweet story. And I think in hindsight, we could have done it so much better. You know, when she wanted to leave or take a break, I think that's fair enough. And maybe we should have had someone come in and help us negotiate, someone independent to say, this is the right thing to do. But we didn't. And I think I naively thought, okay, I'll just do it again. Anyway, I think I'm older, I'm wiser, and I did live a dream, which is good, and maybe one day I'll do it again. My brother and sister have talked to me about one day opening a shop together, and I'd love to do that. I know that if we did, I would say to them, even though I love you and trust you totally, and they're both very creative people, we would work very well together. I would still say we need some kind of legal document just in case things go wrong, because you never know. Anyway, sorry if I'm a bit tearful. Sorry. So if I can give any advice, that would be live your dream and be really happy doing it, as I was, but choose your partners carefully. Just because you're really close to someone doesn't mean it's the right person, and also make sure you have some legal understanding, and make sure you have a business plan. We didn't have a proper business plan. Anyway, I hope you like Oak as much as I do. Thank you.